Hi everyone, welcome back. First up, I have a little rubber, and as you can see, I'm polishing out the middle of the eyeball. I'd already used a Dura White to produce a half polish, and this little rubber is doing a jolly good job of polishing out. It's actually a white rubber. I usually use a brown one. They are my favorite, but I had these white ones and I thought I'd try one, and I'm quite impressed. It does a fairly good job. Here I have a soft grey rubber, and it just does a nice gentle half tone into whatever engraving it's touching. You can see it's a much bigger area of rubber, so it's just softening around the edge of the eye. Using the same rubber, just creating a couple of softer tones. This is a strange looking fish. I don't know. I got the drawing off a royalty-free site. Don't ask me which one. I've had it for years. There are several out there. I pay a subscription to one of them, which is quite useful. Here you can see I'm using the rubber in my fingers and not in the drill. It actually is quite an interesting effect. It's just very much softer, and it kind of blends the edges. The bit of engraving there is a bit rough, to be honest. And actually here, because I thought the top of the fish's head was a bit rough, I'd used a very rough diamond, and so now I'm using a green stone just to soften it slightly without taking too much of the whiteness away. It will tone it down a little bit, but it also will get rid of some of those nasty looking scratches. Not that I'm too worried about them. Can still see a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So using that grey rubber again, you can see that just using it in my fingers, it is producing a lovely little soft tone. Keep in mind though, of course, that if you do this a lot, you're going to end up with a wobbly looking rubber, and probably wouldn't be very good for the drill. So if I have affected the shape of it a little too much, then I may run it against another stone to quickly get it back to normal shape. But as you can see, it really hasn't made much difference. A softer rubber is quite useful because it will go into the engraving where a harder rubber will, and a rubber with a larger surface, for example, that's harder, won't go into the depths of the engraving as much. I think this probably slightly changes shape and as you can see, I mean, with ease and grace, it's shading even the roughest bit of diamond there. And here. just picking up some of the scales to create a dark area going down the middle of the back. Just beyond this, sort of where my thumb is, or my thumbnail is down the bottom, will be the fin that's on the top, but it's just not quite in the picture. This is by no means an accurate biological study of the anatomy of a fish. Not at all. You know me. Right, here I have got roughly what I was talking about earlier is a harder rubber with a larger surface area which is skipping over the tops, and it's only polishing what it can touch, the upper surfaces, so the very hard edges of those scales, and it's not going into the scales at all, just the edges. Rather fun. As you can see, I've got the light coming down from above and behind as always, and this is a lovely Serious Readers high definition light which I'm really enjoying. I thought about this fish and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do something randomly different, and this is me just testing, experimenting. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I wanted to show the fish not jumping but swimming along, which is unusual on the side of a glass. I would normally do that on a paperweight, and it's different. I don't mind it. I think it's all right. Obviously, I'm attempting to create ripples in the water with a Sharpie white pen. Sharpie white pencil, rather. Now here I have got a diamond burr. I'm just ignoring my ripples that I've just done for the moment, and I'm just highlighting a couple of edges. And a very tiny diamond with water, which goodness knows what was going through my mind to do this first. It's the little whiskers, because clearly it's starting to remove some of my ripples because I haven't engraved them yet, but it doesn't matter. Obviously I was testing the waters, so going quite deep with this teeny little diamond burr. Outline of the top of the eye on the other side, and his mouth. I decided to grab the Dura White because I noticed that there were some areas around the edges that were almost dappled around the outside of his eye. So using the Dura White, I created a slightly dappled effect. Anyway, test glass. I decided I'm going to try out these water movements, and I didn't quite know. I mean, there's so many different ways you can do them, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about it. So I started with a diamond, then I got this lovely big coarse rubber, so it's more of a hue, and that's the rubber without any diamond, that last one. You can see very clearly that there's something moving. So guess what I chose to do? Oh yes, and then just add a little bit of sparkle. Remember, you are the artist. You are the little creator. Do what you want. And that's just what I had in mind. Just little lines and dots to depict sparkle. So I decided to slightly round off my very rough rubber so that it produces a more consistent line. And even though this is thick waxy pencil, didn't matter. There we go. I just went straight into it. Sometimes you've just got to do it. Just do it. End of. There used to be t-shirts saying just do it. It's quite a leap of faith. You know, when you've just done a big painting and you've got the background and the foreground and everything going on. I'm talking about an oil painting here, not a watercolor. And you want to plonk a tree on the side, just over everything. And you just take that brush and you make that first move. Boom. There's the trunk. And then you just go for it. So here, I'm just going for it. And over the top of the fish. Of course, why not? So you can see all the movement. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. Out with my little tiny diamond, working dry. I'm just defining with a little bit of bubbly effect. What you could do actually is use a Dura White, a little Dura White, and create little dots relatively deep, and then polish them out, and they would be like little bubbles under the water. Be quite deliberate with these strokes. Have a look at photographs and see the movement of water around the fish. So where I have gone over the top of the fish, make sure that it is deeper than the original engraving, otherwise it'll take a little detour. So you want to go slowly and carefully and deep over that ridge. Even with the Dura white, I am able to go slightly deeper than the original engraving. Funny little brush to get rid of some of the bits of engraving stuck. Don't forget to sign your work. Well, I enjoyed that. Something a little different. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now.